Hi guys, I thought I'd make this video about what happens on the driving test. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably taking driving lessons and you're probably wondering what's going to happen on the driving test. Hopefully your driving instructor's gone through it with you. Maybe they've given you some mock driving tests or something along those lines. And they've explained roughly the outline of what's going to happen on the day of the test. Well, this video will explain things and hopefully you can go kind of to and from this video and you can refer back to it if needs be. So long story short is you will have your driving test at a particular time, at a particular day in a particular driving test centre. Your instructor will probably, this is usually what happens, probably pick you up 1 hour before kick-off, depending on where you live. So if you live quite far away from the test centre, you might find that it's an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours before your test, but normally it's just 1 hour. Within that hour, the instructor will make sure you've got your licence with you, okay? You've got to make sure you have your licence with you. If you don't have your licence, you're not doing your test. You will then generally do a bit of a warm-up drive, and what this means is you'll drive kind of towards the test centre so you don't get stitched up for being too late, and then you'll do the basics, so lefts, rights, stops, starts, roundabouts, anything that was on your mind. I normally do an emergency stop just to kind of rehash that because I don't do emergency stops all the time, and just make sure you're kind of driving as you should. You're going to get to the test centre about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes before kickoff, park up in a space or park up outside, and then go into the waiting room. Sit and wait for the examiner to come out. Once the examiner calls your name, you're going to give your licence over to the examiner and they'll ask you to read inside a declaration. They'll check that the licence is yours by putting the card up against your face and making sure it's you, and then they'll say, lead me to your car. You go out and you find your car that you're driving. Hopefully you can remember which one it is. The examiner will also ask if you want your instructor along with you, so that's a simple yes or no, and then you'll do one of the safety questions at the start and an eyesight check. Once inside the car, they'll briefly explain what they want you to do. They generally want you to follow the road ahead at all times, and they'll tell you to turn right and left when they need you to. You're going to do 20 minutes of independent driving, that's either signs or sat-nav. They'll explain that as and when it happens. You'll do one manoeuvre, something you've been practicing with your instructor, and you may do an emergency stop. That's 1 out of every 3 tests, so not always guaranteed. Other than that, drive as you would normally, and they won't get involved unless they physically need to or verbally, so they'll get involved with their voice or their hands, depending on if there's any danger about. At the end of the test, you'll usually park up in the test centre or outside the test centre, and they will give you the result there and then, pass or fail. I wish you all the good luck for your driving test, and we'll see you on the next video.